Why does it seem like no one wants to talk about dreams anymore? Is it the post-9/11 worries, the post-recession blues, or the posts on social media by anyone with an opinion that have made the world so cynical these days? Are they obsolete? Out of style? Are they uncool? Do you still have dreams? For many North Americans, a dream is nothing but an old-fashioned idea replaced by the harsh reality of a modern world. Longer work hours, higher debt, fewer raises, horrible bosses, less family time. Who's got time for dreams when everyone's just trying to get by? We're here to officially announce that WFG is bringing dreams back. And we're not doing it for just the ultra-wealthy like others are. We're doing it for everyone. Every age, every background, every gender, every experience level. Whoever you are, we're here to help you. And help starts with a financial education. When people know how money really works, they can reduce debt and enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing their families are protected financially. They can discover the excitement that comes from a solid strategy to save for the future and the hope that one day they might become financially independent. But we don't stop there. We open the door to anyone to become a business owner and be part of our mission to help others. We don't want anyone to shrink the size of their dreams to fit the size of their opportunity. That's why there's no limit to how many people can reach our top promotion levels. And that's why we don't put any limits on how much you can earn with us. Success is not reserved for a few. It's offered to anyone willing to learn, work hard, and grow. We believe anyone with the right support can transition from where they are today as someone's employee to where they could be tomorrow as an entrepreneur who owns their future. If you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help build theirs. When you know how to protect your family financially, when you take control of your money, when you're enabled to succeed, an amazing thing happens. Dreams are all you want to talk about. If you still have dreams, start here.
WSB is a one-of-a-kind organization. It's not just a business, it's actually a family.
Unbelievable trip. It would not have happened without WSB. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'll make it all of them. We want to build an organization for families. because I believe that when you have a great family, you're going to have a great business, and you have a great future.
Shabu shabu. I know now why we work as hard as we do. And our cause is just so strong, and seeing everybody here, we know that we're doing something right. And you know what? WSG is wrong.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My name is Keyon Corniffe, and I just want to welcome you guys to Financial Freedom. What I want you to do at this moment is take the time to get a pen and paper if you didn't do so already. And if you want to learn a little bit more about our National Financial Literacy Campaign, please visit us at worldsystembuilder.com. Now, one of the great things, just to give you a little background about who I am and what I used to do before this, I've actually been with the company a little bit over 3 years now. Before WFG, WSB, I used to work 3 jobs. I started at 3:45 in the morning at UPS. I used to work from 9 to 5 at A&P, and then I will finish off 6 to 11:30 at a restaurant in a PACON called Sullivan. I did that for a little over 5 years until I was able to get the opportunity to come see an overview just like this, that I learned how to take control of my money. Now, that's one of the things that you're going to learn today. But before that, I want you to learn a little bit about who our company is and what we do, who we are. Now, a little bit about who we are. The name of our parent company is called Aegon, A-E-G-O-N. Aegon's been around since 1844, one of the top 10 financial companies in the world. And Aegon wanted to make a presence in North America because they're based on the Netherlands. So they bought a company called Transamerica, which is our financial department. Transamerica is based out in San Francisco, been around since 1904, founded by a gentleman named A.P. Giannini, the same guy that funded Walt Disney, his major loan to put on his first major film, and also backed the bonds on them to finish the production on the Golden Gate Bridge. And he's also the guy that created Bank of America. So Aegon also bought a company called World Financial Group, which is also known as WFG. And WFG is a marketing and distribution company. And the division that I'm a part of is called World System Builder. And what we focus on is financial education. If you'd like to know a little bit more about each company, please go to aegon.com or transamerica.com or research WFG.com, and it's going to tell you a lot more. Now, today, someone probably gave you this to give you a little bit of understanding about some of the concerns that's going on. Right now, we know that a lot of people are trying to concern about how to save their future. and they're worrying about retirement, they're worried about how to budget, they're worried about how to get out of debt, they want to learn about taxes, all these different concerns that people have every day, today's date. Debt is one of the biggest things that's hindering people from having financial freedom. So just a little bit about that. I'm going to share with you just some simple concepts that's going to go over these with you. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is how to pretty much understand some basic principles of how to build a financial foundation. You're going to learn how to save your future today. And the way I'm going to do that is that I'm going to teach you the 3 ways how your money gets taxed. And I'm also going to teach you how to budget. But before we get into those topics, let's talk about the circle on the top. That circle right there, it represents your entire income. And let's just say that we know that 50% of your income goes towards your lifestyle. For some people, it could be more. And we're talking about lifestyle from the rent, mortgage, car payment, food, clothes, all these things. We call those necessities. And my job today is to teach you how to enhance that lifestyle, not to cut back or take away from it. I want to teach you how to get more and enjoy the American dream. Now, first we got to figure out who's taking the other half of our money. Well, we know Uncle Sam, right? Taxes. We know the average person is paying anywhere from 25% or more in taxes. And we know that the average person carry around 30% in debt, because you talk about from mortgages, we're talking about from car loans, we're talking about student loans, medical bills, credit cards, name it. Debt is like a way of life today. And because of that, that hinders people from saving, because now the average person is able to save 0 to 5% of their income. Now, that's a major problem. And that's something that I see where it could be a major effect on people. So what my goal and my intention is to teach you how to lower taxes on your money legally, and I'm going to teach you how to eliminate your debt. If I'm able to do so, that's able to put me in a position to then teach you how to become your own personal money manager. Because my job is to teach you how to manage your own money. Too many of us have given away a lot of our money to other folks to manage it for us. So let's talk about the 3 ways we get taxed. The 3 ways your money gets taxed is now, later, and never. Well, I'm going to break down what each one of that really means. Because if you understand how your money gets taxed, you'll understand where to put your money, right? So let's talk about the now, which is also known as taxable. Your money is taxable now, and what that really means is we're going to turn to page 18 in our book. And as you see here, it mentioned that now. Now means that any earnings from these accounts must pay taxes for that year. For example, you must report and pay taxes on the earnings from your savings accounts, your certificates of deposit, which are CDs, and dividends from your stocks, mutual funds, and money market funds. So these funds allow you to pay taxes every year. You must report and pay taxes on these. If you earn over $10 or more on your savings account within any bank, you must report it, because what the bank does, they send you a 1099 report and they send one to IRS. And it's for you to present it to your tax preparer, so that way they could put that on your when you're filing your taxes. Now, one of the things that makes it very hard to save in these vehicles is because of the fact that inflation. Now, inflation is also known as the silent killer. And let me tell you a little bit about what inflation is. Now, inflation happens when the rise in prices and the goods and services over time. When prices increases, your purchasing power decreases. For example, if your inflation rate is 3.5%, that means your $100 today will only be worth $96.50 next year. It also says inflation happens when a country prints more money than it actually earns. The result is that everybody will actually lose some value in their money. Some refer to inflation as a hidden tax. See, inflation is a major factor for you to consider when you're actually building your financial future. For instance, if you put money in an account with actually 0 rate of return, which is interest on your money, its value will actually certainly decline in the long run. Because in the last 100 years, from 1914 to 2014, the U.S. inflation rate averaged at 3.32%. So that means that if you're not earning 3.2 or better as far as interest on your money, then you're not able to actually keep up with inflation. And that is a major issue today. So please, you got to learn where you could get better return on your money, so that way you could put yourself in a position to win. But what I've learned is that 85% of people put their money where they're getting taxed now, and they're paying a lot of taxes. Because you probably hear someone try to tell you to buy stocks, put your money in mutual funds, all these different things. But my thing is, you got to understand the tax rules that come to everything. Now there's something called later, where they tax you later on, which is also known as tax deferred. Now, tax deferred is also known as, and I'm going to break it down what it means on page 18. It says tax later. This means that money you put in is pre-tax. Pre-tax money deposited in an account is money that you have not yet paid income tax on, but you'll definitely be paying taxes later when you withdraw it. These accounts are also called tax deferred. It says in the U.S., tax deferred commonly take the forms of IRAs, 401ks, 403bs. Did you know that in the U.S., when you begin to take your money out after 59 and a half, you'll be taxed as ordinary income tax rates. But if you take the money out before 59 and a half, you will get a 10% penalty with a few exceptions in addition to taxes. Also, you can't keep money there forever because you must start withdrawing it when you reach 70 and a half, or you're going to pay a 50% penalty because you failed to take out the required minimum distribution, which is also known as RMD. Now, these vehicles are also known as retirement plans, and many people never understand that retirement plans comes in twos. Now, let's break that down and tell you what that means. On page 68, it mentioned here, retirement plans. Retirement plans falls into two basic categories. It's either a defined benefit plan or it's a defined contribution plan. Now, defined benefit plan is also known as a traditional pension. It pays a retiree a specific based on the years of service and their salary level until they die. In some cases, the payout would even continue for the spouse or a beneficiary. Now, to put simply, they're called defined benefit because you know what you're going to get when you retire. It's a guaranteed money. Now, this plan is actually quite costly for your employer, and most companies actually have dramatically scaled back on these plans or eliminate them altogether. That's how they introduced to us now in today's date what's called a defined contribution plan, right? The one thing I want you to do, I want you to Google and do some research on a guy named Ted Benner. He's also credited for being the father of the 401k plan. But let me tell you a little bit about the defined contribution plan. Now, defined contribution plan, right? These plans are normally known by the IRS tax code, like a 401k or 403b and etc. Now, defined contribution plan allow employee to make pre-tax contribution to their own account, and employers may make matching contribution up to a certain amount. Your employer serves as a plan sponsor, and it has another company administer the plan and its investment. This plan administrator is typically a mutual fund company, a brokerage firm, or an insurance company. Did you know that you are responsible for the investment of your money by choosing investment options in this plan? Did you know that contribution limits are set every year to adjust to the high cost of living? Did you know that a 401k essentially is a retirement savings account which offers tax advantages? It does not have the lifetime payout like a pension. Did you know that your 403b is similar to a 401k, but it's available only to employees of tax-exempt organizations like schools, hospitals, religious organizations? Did you know that your 457 plan is generally have a similarity to your 401k and are available to state and local public employees and certain nonprofit organizations? Did you know that defined contribution plans invest with pre-tax contribution, thus withdrawing money before 59 and a half will be subject as early withdrawal penalties with a few exceptions. And of course, all the distribution will be taxed as ordinary income. You got to understand that these plans are called defined contribution because you know what you put in, but you won't know what you may get when you get ready to retire due to the market fluctuation. If the market goes up, you make money. If the market goes down, you lose money. It's kind of like bipolar money. It's a roller coaster. Now, 10% of people participate in this type of vehicle because your job has to sponsor you, right? Most of these plans, they got to be sponsored through a job. Now, we also have the last one. It says never, but let me give you the proper term. It's also known as tax advantage. Now let's break down what is tax advantage on page 19. Now in page 19, it talks about tax advantage, and it says here, tax advantage means that you generally won't pay tax when you withdraw the money from your account. Tax advantage investment money is after tax money because you have already paid tax on it. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were a farmer and I was to ask you which one you want me to tax you on, would you want me to tax you on the seed or would you like me to tax you on the harvest? That's something that you should answer to yourself. And then if you understand that, then you understand what is tax advantage and you know the difference between tax deferred and tax advantage. Because here's what it is. Tax advantage vehicles, right? It's in a Roth IRA, 529 college savings plan, and life insurance are popular investment vehicles that get tax-exempt distribution. Now, let's break down some of these vehicles that they are. The first one we're going to break down is the Roth IRA. Then we're going to talk about the college savings plan. And then right now we're going to talk about is life insurance, right? So let's break it down right there. Now, on page 46, it talks about tax advantage of life insurance. And we're not talking about every life insurance. You got to find out what is the right life insurance that we're talking about. Because wealthy people use life insurance for these reasons. Now, the tax advantages of life insurance. Under the Internal Revenue Service, which is the IRS guidelines, insurance policies receive many favorable tax advantages. The first one that you get is a tax-free death benefit. You know, should the insurer die, right, the entire death benefit, including the cash value, is income tax-free to the beneficiary. Did you know that you get tax-deferred earnings? You do not pay taxes on the gains in the policy. Did you know that you get tax-free withdrawals and tax-free loans? Did you know that as long as you stay within the IRS guidelines, the withdrawals and loans can be taken out without federal income tax liabilities? These are very important for people to know, right? And many of us got to find out what is the right type of life insurance that we need, because life insurance comes in many different varieties, and it's important for you to learn which one is the right one for you. Now, let's talk a little bit about, on page 70, what is a Roth IRA, right? Now, it says here, a Roth IRA. Roth IRAs are similar to traditional IRAs, or some people call them IRAs. However, the big difference is the contributions are not tax deductible and qualified distributions are tax-free, provided that you meet two guidelines, though. The first one is you have to leave the money in the account for at least 5 years after you make that first contribution. Did you know that? You must reach 59.5 with exceptions of death or disability. With a Roth IRA, you can leave money in there as long as you want. But traditional IRAs do not allow you that extension, and you must start withdrawing the money when you reach the age 70.5, or you're going to pay that 50% penalty. So in that vehicle, it's very similar, right? They still have those same rules as the tax deferred in the traditional IRAs and so on. Now let's talk about a little bit about the 529 plan, right? If you ever hear someone say you need to use a 529 plan, so say for the kids' college, well, let me tell you a little bit about what that means. Now, the U.S. 529 savings plan. With a 529 savings plan, parents open up an account and choose an investment strategy. The money you put in is after tax, right? And potential earnings accumulate tax-free, and the withdrawals can be made tax-free when it's time to pay for college expenses such as tuitions, books, rooms, and board. A 529 in the state is a state-sponsored college savings plan, but it is open to non-residents. Thus, parents can shop around for the best plan to meet their financial goals and needs. However, if your kid decides to not go to school, not go to college, you can actually transfer this money to another family member for college. If all the children decide not to go to school, right, they just want to skip school and they want to become these rock stars, then your money is actually subject to a regular income tax plus a 10% penalty on the gains. Please note, and this is very important for you to understand this, please note that the 529 plan affects a family's eligibilities because for financial aid because it's actually considered an asset. That's something that you must know. Now, here's something I'm going to ask you, and I want you to do your homework on this. I want you to go look at that FAFSA form, and I want you to look for all the things that they ask you, and all the things that I mentioned about tax advantage from life insurance, Roth IRAs, even with the tax later, 401ks, pension, all of that. I want you to look on that FAFSA form and see if they ever ask you for life insurance. And think about the tax advantages that I've mentioned about. Because only 5% of people know about this. Only 5% of people taking advantage of this. And it's very important for you to know where you want to learn from. Because when you look at this, how would you want to be taxed? Now, later, or never? Do you want to get your money to be taxable, tax deferred, or you want to have some tax advantages? Either one you pick, we will help you. Now, the good thing about that is that you're going to learn how to budget. And budgeting is 3 simple numbers. It's 50-20-30 rule. This rule has been around for many years, and it's so simple. Now, what it means is that 50-20-30 rule. It means this. 50% of your income go towards your bills. So that way you can save 20% towards your retirement or any financial goals that you have, and 30% could be for your spending money. Now, I know what you're already thinking. What if 50% of my income don't cover all my bills, Keyon? What should I do? Well, I will ask you this question. Would you take it from your savings or would you cut back on your spending? However, the way you answer that question will tell you the answer in there. Because let me tell you a little bit about something that you must know. Now, on page 8, I'm going to tell you what you must always do. You must always pay yourself first. And you need to set aside at least 5 to 10% of your income so that way you can save for your future. If possible, please save 15% or more. You got to treat it like a bill that you must pay and pay it first. That is your family's financial bill. Doesn't it actually make sense that you must put your family first and pay them? Because your cable TV, that bill is not more important than your family's financial well-being. You know, one of the biggest things I always tell people that you really have to start making these small changes if you want to have big money. Because spending is a habit and so is saving. Now, what if you could actually just make these small changes to your spending habit and start saving $10 a day? You know that's actually $300 a month that you'd be saving? What if you was able to get 8% on that within 30 years? Did you know that if you saved $300 a month and got 8% in 30 years, you would have $447,000 plus dollars? Did you know that if you was able to save $20 a day, which is $600 a month, and get 8% in 30 years, you'd have $894 plus thousand dollars? See, this is the thing that I keep telling people. You got to understand that it's not what you earn that really counts, but it's what you keep. And that's a common characteristic amongst wealthy people, is that they're very conscientious about their spending, but they're very committed to what they save. Now, if you don't save properly, I could teach you one of the biggest kept secret in finance. And let me tell you about it on page 11. It is called the rate of return, the magic of compound interest. This is one of the most important discoveries in finance, and it's the rule of 72. It actually shows you how to calculate the effect of compound interest with very simple formula. This was created by Albert Einstein, and Albert Einstein said this. If you take 72 and you divide it by the rate of return, which is the interest on your money, the answer is the number of years it takes for your money to double. Now let me show you a little bit of example what that means. As you see here, I have a few examples. You see an example for 4%, 6%, and also, 4%, 8%, and 12%. My question to you is, which one do you want? Which one of those percent would you like on your money? And what the question is, how would you want it to be taxed? Would you want to be taxed now, later, or never? The great thing is that we have access to companies that give you those type of interest rates, right? And it's very important for you to exercise your full potential and earning potential. And that's one of the things that we want to help people do, and try to teach them how to get qualified for this. Because all these companies, you just have to see if you qualify. It's not that it doesn't require you to have a large capital. It just requires you to see if you qualify. And that's very important. Because it's very important for you to learn the rule of 72, because the rule of 72 will work against you as well. Anything that evolves with interest, you must always think about the rule of 72. So once again, what is the rule of 72? The way the rule of 72 works is that if you take 72, you divide it by the interest rate that you're getting on your money or against your money, The answer is the number of years it takes for your money to double. And that is very important for you to always remember. Now, the good thing about our company is the fact that we have a good campaign. Our membership is one of the best because our membership gives our members the access to where they could refer themselves and others into getting great access to platforms. Now, let me tell you a little bit about our National Literacy Educational Platform. Now, we have a company that's called Hive. Hive is our college planning program that people take advantage of, and we've been helping so many kids getting into college, but not only that, but also get them scholarships to that program. And with our membership, you can have access to that. On top of this, you also get access to Legacy Shield, where you can put together your estate plan. You can even prepare your own taxes through this program, and you can even put yourself in a position to get roadside assistant, a virtual MD, which is a virtual doctor access. There's so much great things that come with your membership. You also have access to a company called Debt America, where you can also help people and yourself to lower their debt from their credit card bills, to lower their medical bills, tax liens, garnishments, all these different things. Your membership also gives you access to both, where you can also lower your car insurance, bike insurance, boat, car, name it, home, business, pet insurance, rental insurance. You could lower these things and also earn referral income with us. Now, the good thing is that if you want to get into our coaching program and become what's called a CEO, we can teach you how to do that as well through your membership. Now, that will require you to get a license. And when you get the proper license, because we are a highly regulated industry in the financial industry, and it requires you to be properly certified through the state and also regulated through FINRA, the Federal Bureau, and so on. If you do pass those qualifications and get your certification, you could offer insurance, term insurance, universal life, fixed annuities, investments, IRA, retirement plan, and even college savings plan to folks. You can even help them with even their final expense, right? And that's a big deal. And that's something that you can explore with us. We also give you access to our free financial workshops. That's a good thing about our company because there's three choices that you have here. You can come here, you can learn a lot, right? You can come to one of our locals financial centers in any one of the all 50 states, even Hawaii and Puerto Rico, right? We provide our free financial workshops every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. And we also do them on Saturdays at 10 a.m. We're going to teach you how to increase your cash flow. We're going to teach you how to manage your debt. We're going to teach you how to build a strong financial foundation and even how to do retirement planning and wealth preservation and many more. See, we're on a big mission. We're trying to educate 1 million families before the year 2020. And we're trying to do that through our free financial workshop, and we're going to teach them how to empower themselves and teach them how to become their own money manager. So thank you for being a part of this overview, and I hope you learned a lot. Because one of the things that I want you to know is that you can save your future, but you got to tell us what you need. You know, let us know what it is that you need. Do you need to save more? Do you need to earn more? You know, do you need to learn a little bit more? Do you need to learn how to educate yourself, you know, and also your family? The great thing about this is that the choice is yours. Either one that you want to do, we're here to help you and be at your service. It's completely free. Take advantage of the situation. Take advantage of the opportunity. We're currently expanding and we're looking for more trainers. You know, one of the greatest things this company did was giving me a chance. I was dead broke. And if it wasn't for this company that teach me how to manage my money and teach me how to help myself, I don't know where I would be today. And I tell you, you can learn a lot here. And you can implement a lot what you've learned and help many people along the way. You have the opportunity to change your life and change others' life along the way as well. Do not let this opportunity and this chance for you to help somebody pass you by. I've heard a very famous quote by Bill Gates that I love every day. He said, if you are born poor, it's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. Because like I said, the choice is always yours. Please get in touch with the person that shared this with you and thank them for sharing this information with you, because we are here to help you and help you to help others. Thank you for being on. My name is Keyon Corniffe, and I look forward to working with you very soon. You have a wonderful day and enjoy the the rest of your day. Bye-bye.